Alright, so welcome guys to another unboxing, and today we're going to be checking out the BQEYZ Topaz. So this is another piezo electric IEM from BQEYZ, and we have checked some of those out before in the channel. And I do like personally the summer. That is my favorite amongst all the piezo electric IEMs. I like the tuning there. But what will be the difference here in the Topaz? Of course, we are going to find out in this video. It's actually not that big of a box here. Some specifications: stereo earphone, coaxial dual cavity dynamic driver with 9 layers of piezoelectric in-ear monitors. So you are getting a hybrid configuration here. Sensitivity 108 dB, frequency range of 5 to 40 kHz, cable length of 1.2 meters, 0.78 2-pin connector, and of course 3.5mm in the plug type. And that is going to be your unboxing experience. You're getting that Topaz, and that is the Topaz itself. Purple in color definitely looks nice here. And you're getting some case as well with some branding, and it seems to be a typical maybe soft hard case here, quite usable. This is the cases that I like to use personally. And you're getting that cable, pretty good in the build quality, has some silkiness to it, straight plug as well, and you're getting that 2-pin connector as well here. So pretty good in the quality, but not blown away. Looking at the tips as well, and it seems like it's organized. Of course, we are going to use the medium tips here. Alright, so this is the IEM itself. It says Topaz and BQEYZ in the middle here. Definitely looks unique here. I would say very similar to the summer in terms of the overall look, but this is a bit more metal in the build quality. It's in the medium size as well, so quite safe in the overall maybe dimensions of this. You're actually getting sizable fins here, so this will be really stable to wear on the ear. Insertion as well, fairly deep, but not the deepest that I've seen. So this can give you maybe good isolation. So we are now wearing it on the ear, and then the fit on this is more of like a monitor fit, so it's actually quite snug. Isolates quite well, so the isolation really good here for me, and stability really good as well. So actually for stage monitoring, you can still make use of this because it's really stable because of that fins. In terms of the comfort, this takes a hit for me because it's quite snug, so you can definitely feel this for a long listening session. But it's actually still quite breathable because it's not that big of an IEM, so not that bad overall. But definitely this is not my first pick for comfort. So let us try to measure this up and have our first listen, and I'm gonna give you my impressions in how this sounds like. So we are now listening to some tunes, and we're listening to some I Shot the Sheriff by Eric Clapton, and we have the WM1A for our listen today. First, if you look at the signature here, this is actually a bit different compared to some other BQEYZs. Very slight U here, but in the mid bass, it has a bit of elevation there, and it gives the tone here a bit more maybe warmth in the overall sound. So this is like a warm U sound to the ear. So the summer is a bit more bright in the overall signature. The KC2 has more mids, and the BQEYZ Springs as well has that maybe brighter signature. But you're looking at the overall signature, this is in the lively side of things, but not overly maybe aggressive to listen to. This still has that maybe relaxed nature to the sound, so it is something right in the middle, which can be good for some versatility. So if you're gonna use this for several players, this will have really good presentation. So this is still a U type of shape to the ear, so the presentation in the mids is still recessed in the mix here, but not that much, as you guys can see from the signature. And actually overall, the presentation here for piezo from BQEYZ might be my favorite so far. So some other BQEYZs, especially the Spring, has that maybe metally tonality on top, but here it's definitely more controlled on top here. The tonality is definitely better. So I do think for tonality, this is the most natural with the piezo that I've checked from BQEYZ. Let's try some Perm by Bruno Mars. So going to the bass region, it's actually quite maybe smaller in the mix for me. This is not a bassy pair. So I would say the size of the bass here is definitely a bit more toned down compared to some other IEMs that I've listened to. But actually the presentation here is still not boring for me to listen to. Actually has a bit of boom in the presentation, has a bit of maybe slowness in the presentation. This is not the fastest bass that you can listen to. So again, something like in the middle here for me. So not too much bassy and not too bass light as well. But I would say the bass here is still not maybe a reference type of bass. So the tightness, it's still not the tightest presentation that I've heard. This still has some fun nature to the sounds. Again, something right in the middle here. So I think that is the theme that you're seeing here. This is maybe a good balance, a good mix of maybe aggressiveness and relaxed nature in the sound here in the bass region. I'm not seeing any mid-bass bleed, so that is quite surprising for me of a presentation. Maybe one issue that I see here is I still find that the bass to have a bit more slowness than what I would like. So if it's a bit faster, I might like this a bit more. Let's try some It's My Life by Bon Jovi. Going to some vocals again on the presentation here is a touch recess in the mix, but not that far off. But what I like about the overall presentation is there's no shoutiness from inside. The vocals are really controlled for me in the mix. Actually, it has that relaxed nature in the sound as well. And definitely for me, the micro detail is there because of that maybe piezo presentation. Actually, very level of a presentation here. This is not an overly bright pair, not an overly warm pair as well for the vocals. The presentation in the mids is quite level for me, but the vocals is still quite clear for me of presentation, still revealing for me of a presentation. But I really like the controlled nature in the sound. This might be again the most controlled vocal that I've listened to in a BQEYZ. Let us try some female vocals, some Hallelujah by Paramore. Actually, even if it has maybe some liveliness in the overall sound, some people might be able to use this for some referencing. So it has that maybe relaxed nature in the sound that you can listen to it for some referencing. The tonality and the, toned down presentation. So for some female vocals, I'm still recessed in the mix. But again, not that much in the presentation. But definitely the vocals is not front and center in the mix. You won't buy this for vocals, let's say. But definitely the vocals is still quite nice in the presentation here. Let us try some Erotomania by Dream Theater. Going to the top end here, this might be the unique selling point here. This might be the strength of this IEM. So there's a lot of micro detail here on site because of that piezo presentation. So the speed is definitely there. This is more speedy compared to some other BAs, some other dynamic drivers that I've checked. So the speed, the presentation is a bit different. Nicely detailed here, really fast in the presentation. Maybe the fastest maybe guitars that you can listen to in this price range. And then the guitars as well, really extended for me in the mix. Lots of shine here on top with that double horns on top here. You're getting ample extension there and ample maybe clarity in the guitars as well. Really nice guitars here. Let's try more guitars. Let's try some Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. Guitar is really nice in their presentation here. So the cymbals, it does have maybe that double horns on top, and sometimes it can introduce some maybe thinness in the cymbals. But I would have to say for this IEM, it's not that bad in the presentation. But still, this is not the best bodied cymbals that I can listen to. But the presentation here, it didn't bother me that much. Latest of soundstage, above average to big in the presentation. So actually quite sizable here. Separation really good in the presentation here. In terms of micro detail, really good as well because of that piezo presentation. So on top, you're getting a lot of speed in the presentation here. Something that you cannot see in other IEMs. Alright, so verdict for the BQEYZ Topaz. So what do I think of them? So first, I really like this IEM. So this is my favorite BQEYZ as of yet. I like this more than the summer, the spring 1, spring 2s. My favorite tuning for a BQEYZ yet. I like the versatility in the tuning. I like that the bass still has, again, nice balance of having a bit more maybe impactfulness, but not too bassy, and also not too bass light as well. That means as well as maybe that level presentation, no shoutiness for me inside, quite controlled, and also lots of micro detail in the mids as well, and the top end as well, really nice extension there. Again, great micro detail in the presentation, and compared to some other BQEYZs, no maybe splashiness inside for me. So this is the most maybe controlled top end, and also the tonality as well, the best in a piezo BQEYZ that I've checked so far. Of course, in the other side, still some people might not prefer a piezo presentation, so keep that in mind. This is still a bit different compared to some other drivers that you can check, and also this is still a U type of shape to the ear. So if you prefer neutral signatures, there are other IEMs here in the channel that you can check. But if those cons are okay for you, this is definitely an enjoyable BQEYZ. I do think BQEYZ fans will enjoy the listen here. For me, this is the best BQEYZ that I've checked yet, and my favorite BQEYZ as well, and this will go to the channel as recommended. Alright, so that's my check with the BQEYZ Topaz here. Really interesting kit here. So actually, I've seen the growth of BQEYZ along the years. The spring 1, spring 2, and I also reviewed the summer as well, and some other BQEYZs as well. And for their usage of the piezo, it's improving every single year, and now I think this is the culmination of that effort. This is definitely a different IEM now compared to the piezo that I've reviewed before, and that's really, really nice for the community to have more varied drivers, presentations to the ear. And I think BQEYZ is doing the piezo thing maybe the best right now, especially with the Topaz. Of course, if you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for content like this in the future. Have you listened to the Topaz? What do you think of them? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next zpolt unboxing. Bye bye.